Hello, Editing Marcy here. I may or may not have apparently not recorded the sound on my video, so apologies for it not matching up. I did a voiceover, and so hopefully it will work out okay for you, but that's why you might see what I'm saying not exactly match up to what it appears I'm saying. So thanks for your patience, and let's get into the video. You're watching Yoga with Marcy, and I'm Marcy. In today's video, we are going to focus on back pain and trying to relieve some of that tension in our upper backs and different areas that may be stressed or might have some muscle tension. And so that is what we're going to focus on today. So let's start sitting cross-legged and getting ourselves with our backs straightened up here, not hunched over. You can just have your hands sitting, laying nicely on your knees. And then we're going to put our left hand back behind us for stretch with our right hand over our knee. And so this will just give you a bit of stretch in your back and stuff. I'm so good. This is voiceover Marcy, obviously. I am so good at voiceover Marcy. I really should make this a whole profession. But yeah, and then we're going to switch sides and put our right hand back with our left hand on our knee and give us a little bit more of a stretch. And so I know my back has been hurting a lot, and so it's definitely been helpful. Actually, this is next day Marcy, and so it's feeling a lot better. We're going back to the center, and then we're going to do it again, starting with whichever side that is. Sure, with our left arm back, I think. Sorry, it's hard to tell. Okay, and then we're switching sides again, just to give us a little bit of stretch. Mine definitely felt a lot different on both sides. I don't know if you've ever felt that way, if you have different sides where it feels differently, but yeah, for me, it definitely was a lot more of a stretch and very tense on one side. Okay, so we are going to turn to the side, and you can actually stay where you were if you like, just for this first pose. We're doing bound ankle pose, and so there I am explaining that you didn't need to turn to the side. But for next poses, then we're gonna be lengthwise on our mat. Okay, and then we're gonna put our right leg. Okay, left and right is hard. Okay, we're gonna put our right leg over and do a little twist here. Of course, it would not be a Yoga with Marcy video without a twist. This one is always one of my favorites for doing for back pain or any kind of back tension. And so I do love this pose quite a bit. It's who knows what Marcy is talking about? No one knows. I would know if I had recorded it correctly. Okay, we're switching sides and putting our left leg over, turning to the left. And so kind of getting a different stretch on the other side. Again, I don't know. Let me know, do you like this pose? Is it just me? Is it just a Marcy thing that I am the only one that likes this pose? It just always seems to help me. Okay, so we're going to get, I was going to say get on our hands and knees, but oh yeah, we're doing thread the needle. I was I don't remember what I did. Okay, so hands and knees, we're going to thread our right arm through and having our left arm just kind of up there. And so this one definitely gives you a really good stretch in your back. And I think also here I'm explaining or complaining why I didn't put my hair up. I don't know why. No one knows. I just didn't feel like it. And then I was like, I don't feel like going to get a hair tie. So here we are. Yeah, definitely. Pro tip, put your hair up when you do yoga because it's in my way. Switching sides with our left arm through. Yes. With hair everywhere. Yes, definitely. If that's anything you take away from today, if you have long hair. And I don't even have long hair. I was thinking that it was short and that I wouldn't need to put it up because it was so short, but it still ended up being in my way. Okay, so since we're there, we're going to do a couple of cat-cows. And so this one is cow that I'm doing, and then that one is cat. We're just do a couple of those just to kind of get our backs moving. And I realized I was like, oh, this one's actually really helpful for me for back pain as well. I just happened to be in that pose already, but it was really helpful. Yeah, this is definitely a look with the hair in front of my face. This is a great look. This is excellent. This is what I was going for sure. Now we're going to take a quick child's pose, even though I haven't been moving super quickly, but that's okay because you can still take a break even if you haven't been moving that quickly. And so now we are going to do a variation of camel pose, I believe, but we're going to start just sitting on our ankles like this, kind of keeping our backs up straight, not getting slumped over as I showed there. We want to keep our back straight and kind of keep our muscles working to keep us up there. And now I'm figuring out what I'm doing here. So I'm going to put my left hand down and then put my right hand up overhead to kind of do a little bit of a twist. And I think later I do sort of camel pose. I don't know why I'm just like inventing poses that don't exist. Or like I'm conflating it to camel pose when it's not really at all. It's just a new pose. It's a different pose. Okay, we're going to switch sides and put our right arm down and our left hand overhead, doing a bit of a twist. And you can also put the hand overhead, you can put on your waist or wherever else it feels comfortable. To me, it just felt comfortable putting it overhead, but you can do whatever you like. Okay, now let us move into something. I'm trying to figure it out, clearly. Okay, so left hand down, and then putting our hand on our waist, and then kind of basically we're just turning the other direction. And so instead of turning that way, we're turning the other direction. I'm demonstrating where it's words. Words are hard. Words kind of giving me a stretch in the back. And so then this time we're going to put our right hand on our ankle there, and then you can put your left arm on your waist, or you can put it out like that. So the other one was on your ankle. My bad. I couldn't really see. So, and I forgot. So it hasn't been that long, but I never know what I'm going to do. I just do. Okay, so I think we're going to get into a downward dog. And this is a bit of a stretch for me. I know I was very sore taking our dog for a walk. Yeah, it is sore for me anyway. I don't know if you're very tense or just stiff at all in your movements, but definitely that was a bit of a stretch for me. Oh, look, that beautiful hair in the way. And also my clothes getting adjusted. Oh, look, a dog. How interesting. I'm telling her to go on the yoga mat. She's not listening. She's like, I need all of the pets. Yes, she does need all of the pets, clearly. But she's sitting so cute. So I cannot ignore her, obviously. How could I ignore the dog? But let me try to move out of the way. No, now she's pawing me. That's fine. Now I have to pet her stomach while I'm doing a forward fold, obviously. So we're trying to bend at the waist instead of bending, just kind of slumping over, trying our best anyway, and bending over. And then I'm having to pet the dog that's kind of falling over, as you can see, having to do both. And now she's like in my hair because she needed to get closer to me, I guess. The dog part is not part of the yoga, but you know, if you have a dog, you can do this as well. This can be part of your yoga if you like. It's mostly annoying because the dog is not helping, but okay, now it looks like she's leaving. Well, she was leaving, and then I'm talking to her. So anyway, she's the most helpful dog, as always. So when we do our forward fold here, we're going to put our hands on opposite elbows, do a little bit of rocking back and forth. Goodbye, Rayleigh. And so that is definitely one of my big ones that always helps my back. It's definitely very, like it definitely stretches my back for sure. Okay. So now I am tired. We haven't done that much, but I am tired, Marcie. So that's why I'm taking a break, I guess. Okay. So this is an excellent way that we can totally see exactly what I'm doing. We're going to say, there we go. Good job, Marcie. So we're going to bend over one direction, kind of holding the end of your hand. I'm bending to the right, I guess. I guess if you're looking at me, it's the other direction, but I'm doing it like the way that I was bending. So anyways, it's confusing, but we're going to switch sides, and this just gives a nice like bend for me in like kind of the upper region of my back. And so I remember this is feeling really good. Yeah, I know this outfit was not cooperating very well. That's okay. So we're going to cross our one of our legs over the other one and do a forward fold, remembering to bend at the waist. And so this one always has a really good stretch. Like, of course, my forward folds always do, but it gives you kind of like a different stretch by putting one leg over the other. As you notice, I just said one leg because I didn't want to try to do the right and left thing again. Okay, we're going to switch sides. And remember to try to bend at the waist if we can. And then I'm explaining how it's giving me some stretch in my calf. And so again, it depends probably on your flexibility and how sore or stiff you are, but it definitely gives me a bit of a stretch in my calf as well, in addition to my upper back. So kind of a 2-for-1, if you will. Okay. Let us move into our next pose where we're going to have yeah, I know I'm trying to mess with my mic. Well, it doesn't matter, Marcie. It's not working. Doesn't matter about the mic. So we're going to put our left arm over with our right arm, as you can see, kind of vertical, and then we're going to do a little bit of twist to the right side. And so, yeah. It's like, yeah, Marcie, the mic doesn't matter. You weren't recording sound, so it doesn't matter if you touch the mic. But anyway, this Marcie doesn't know. This is future Marcie. So past Marcie does not know of such things. But that's okay. A little stretch. Did I have to take a break? Oh, no, my light. Okay. So I forgot to turn on my my lamp. My tree lights, and so I picked blue. Usually I try to match it to my outfit, but I didn't, I just have black and white on, so I just chose blue. Okay, we're switching sides. I was like, I don't remember taking a break in the middle, but yes, I did have to take a break to turn my light on, obviously. Sorry it wasn't on the whole time, but at least we'll have it on the rest of the video. Okay, so we're doing this side, giving ourselves a little bit of a stretch there with our arms, and then it really does help in like the upper area of the back. Okay, and so we're going to do a little bit of another stretch kind of with your hand overhead, kind of on top of your head, kind of pulling ourselves over a little bit. And so this one's just a little bit different, but it definitely helps stretch as I'm gesturing in my side, kind of like my lower back side. And we're going to switch sides, just do this one real quick, just to kind of get that side. I'm demonstrating that's where it's stretching for me anyway. Of course, everyone might be different in terms of, you know, how it stretches or exactly where it stretches for you. Okay, we're going to do a bit of a wider stance here, and we're going to try to bend at the waist as always. And so you can put your hands down, you can tense your fingers, you can even put your hands on your legs like that. And so for me, if I put my hands on my legs, it actually kind of gives my back an extra stretch. And so that's kind of why I wanted to try that out. It is a little bit of a balancing act, so make sure you don't fall over. I mean, it's fine if you fall over, but just for heads up, if you put your hands on your legs like that, on your shins, you may fall over. We are doing now these little circles with your back, and so you keep your feet and your hands where they were, and you just kind of go around in a little bit of a circular motion. And so you can do that for a few circles to one side, and then you can switch and go the other direction. So if we're going clockwise, go counterclockwise, and just kind of do that as it feels comfortable. But for me, that felt really good to do those little circles there. I think I'm trying not to fall over. Okay, now we are going to transition into Malasana. So we'll keep our feet a little bit closer together, but still wider than hips distance apart. Trying to kind of get comfortable in there. And then what we'll do is keep our backs nice and tall and straight if we can. Again, messing with my microphone. Doesn't matter, Marcie. This Marcie she's not listening to me, but I guess it's because it's past Marcie. So yeah, it's just trying to kind of keep ourselves centered a little bit and keeping our backs nice and tall. And with this one, you can always adjust the width of your feet, you know, to kind of see where you feel the best. And then also you can always use put your hand against a wall if you're going to fall over. Okay, we are back into downward dog, taking our dog for a walk. I'm doing a little stretching there, being like, wow, this hurts a lot because I am sore and stiff. Okay, so I'm doing a dog split with my right leg up. I'm realizing this is not helping. Doing the other side just to be even. Wow, this doesn't help your back at all. Okay, that was fun. Just for funsies, we just did that. So yeah, I need to wear different leggings. These particular ones do not stay up at all. Remind me, don't wear these leggings again. Okay? Just when I wear them again, be like, don't wear them. So that'll be really helpful, obviously. Okay, so we are going to get our blocks. This is where we're going to do a little bit of that variation of camel. And so similar to how we did earlier in the video, we're going to put our block on the highest height. I know we didn't have blocks, but this is a similar twist type of action. So I'm going to put my, which one are we doing? Am I just testing this? Okay, yeah, I'm just testing it. So we're going to put our left hand on our block, and then nope, we're not doing that. We're doing a right hand. I'm very good at explaining this, and just kind of putting your hand back and then lifting yourself up and then putting your hand on your waist. And then you can also put your arm up overhead. The difference with this one is that we are lifted up. And so this one takes a little bit more strength than the other one does. Wow, I didn't do that very long at all. Probably because it took too much strength. And we're going to switch sides. With our left hand on the block, right hand up overhead. Again, we're lifting ourselves up a little bit. And so when you end up putting a lot of that weight and pressure on your hand like that, then to me there's the little bit of the stretch. We're switching sides back to the right side. And so this one's a newer one that, for me anyway, that I just invented. I'm sure no one has ever done this before, obviously. It's just me. Just Marcie has done this pose. Sure. Okay, so we're done with our blocks for now, I believe. Okay, we are getting on our backs, and just kidding, we are using our blocks. So we're going to do supported fish. And so we're going to put our blocks on our medium height. I like to put one kind of near the bottom of my back, and then the other one on my head. This is like super stretching for me of my back. And so I don't know how this feels for you. You can also use like a foam roller if the block can kind of be a little bit intense, just of a feeling. And so sometimes if a foam roller is a little bit more forgiving, it's not like as much poking you in the back, but this one can be definitely intense for your back. So if it's too intense, feel free to take a variation like Shavasana or child's pose. Feel free, take whatever you like. If you saw, I'm moving back the block. I like to do it at, typically 2 or 3 points in my back just to get like a different stretch than just at 1 point in my back. So I like to move it up. If you want to keep it at 1 point, feel free to do that, and you can just keep it in the one spot, and you don't have to make the adjustments as I do. I'm going up, moving the block up one more time to the highest height. And so in general, I have that block on kind of still my lower back area. I don't have it on like my higher back, but I go from kind of low back to mid back. And so it's, of course, whatever feels good for you. And so I don't know what gesture I'm making with my hands. No one knows. But yeah, it can be kind of an intense pose. So you can always take an adjustment, variation. I think I said take some deep breaths. Maybe. Let's go with that. Okay. So we are going to move our blocks out of the way. We don't need them. For right now, we are going to do a bridge pose. Okay, so we're going to be laying down. We're going to have our feet close to our bottoms. And so this is our last kind of pose that takes effort of the day. And so we're going to do 3 of them. Oh, maybe before I was saying we were doing 3. Okay, we're going to lift ourselves up. And I was saying that we're probably not going to do too long of a bridge pose just because I'm tired. I don't know if you're tired, but okay, we're going to take our rest, take a couple of deep breaths. I guess it's good my mic didn't work because I was like basically like out of breath, like breathing heavily. Okay, bridge round 2. We can do this. We just have one more. And then we are done with our hard poses. And even then, I mean, I don't know how hard bridge is. I'm not going to minimize it and say it's like super easy. Obviously, if it was super easy, I would have held it for like a lot longer. So, but yeah, we can do it. We got one more bridge. It's not that long. And then we're really done with the hard poses. Okay, last one. We're just going to hold this for a little while. And I'm talking about here how it's good to kind of mix up some of those like restorative poses and some like strengthening poses in addition to having ones like focused on specific areas of our back. So it's good. I like to have like feeling like I'm still strengthening myself, like my thighs, for example, while I'm doing, focused work like on making my back hurt less. You can see I'm just kind of like laying down because I don't feel like working. I don't feel like doing yoga. Okay, I'm going to get my blanket. You don't have to have a blanket. If you have a blanket or a towel, this is going to be for using on your head. Yep. Thanks, leggings. Thanks for being the best. Okay, so if you have a wall, hopefully you have a wall. If you don't, well, I guess you could be outside. I was like, why would you not have a wall? We're going to kind of get ourselves pushed up against the wall and put our legs up like this, and then we're going to use our blanket to put under our head. Of course, the blanket is optional. You can use a towel or whatever you might have. You don't have to have a special yoga blanket. You can kind of get yourself a little bit closer to the wall. That's as close as I was getting at the moment, but you can do whatever you like. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. This is called legs up the wall pose. And so this one is definitely a restorative pose. And so for me, it definitely gives me a lot of relaxation and kind of zenness. Is that a word? Zenness? We're making it a word. But yeah, my goal in this pose is to not knock my poster off the wall. Of course, that's where I have to do legs up the wall. I guess I could do it somewhere else, but I have like stuff everywhere. As you see, I like stuff. So it's everywhere. So I don't really have many free walls. But I haven't knocked the poster off yet. And if I do knock it off, it'll make for an interesting video and I'll just put it back up. So it's fine. It's not that heavy. It's not gonna break. It's not like glass frame or anything. So anyway, we're supposed to be taking deep breaths and not talking about posters. But voiceover Marcie. So instead of doing Shavasana, we are going to make this our Shavasana. So feel free to stay here as long as you like. Or if you'd like to take a real Shavasana after this, you are welcome to. But for me, it just really felt like the perfect kind of ending to my routine, just to kind of stay here in this legs up the wall pose. But again, if you want to do Shavasana, you can put your feet at the different corners of the mat and put your arms wide and with your palms facing up. As you can see, I have to get on with my day, and so I am falling over, getting back to center of my mat, getting cross-legged, and now I am fumbling over my outro. Okay, I still have 25 seconds left. I was like, when do I have to do this outro thing? This whole like timing thing is going to be challenging. But yeah, I was just talking about how my neck has been hurting. But I hope this has been helpful for you if you have any back pain or anything like that. So thank you so much for watching and stay well, my friends.